How we doing, YouTube? Nick Pratap here from Next Gen Rehabilitation, and in today's video we're going to be going over a common issue that happens to a lot of people known as the anterior pelvic tilt. So basically what's happening, if I put this video camera down for a second, basically what's happening is we have a pelvis here. Normal pelvis is sitting in neutral. What tends to happen to people is their pelvis tilts forward. Okay, the pelvis tilts forward, and you can see that I have a really excessive arch in my low back. Okay, so as the pelvis tilts forward, I put a lot of stress on my low back. So imagine being in this position all day. Now, what causes this position? Basically, a lot of sitting in your car, sitting at your desk. The muscles in the front, the hip flexors, become tight, so they cause your pelvis to tilt forward, okay? As well as your lower back muscles, your erector spinae, your multifidus, your paraspinal muscles, they also become tight, okay? So they cause this arch while your hip flexor muscles pull forward, okay? The opposite's also true. Certain muscles start to become weak. So if my hip flexor and my low back becomes tight, my bum muscles, they start to become weak. They're in a more lengthened position, okay? So my bum starts to become weak, and because my hips tilted forward, my abdominal region gets elongated. So some of my core muscles become weak, okay? So in today's video, I'm going to show you a quick way on how you can try to fix this issue. If you are getting any low back pain, this might be one of the most common ways that you might be experiencing it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 2 lacrosse balls taped together. Okay, so I have 2 here. I put duct tape around. You can do the same thing with tennis balls. You can do the same thing basically with any types of balls. Okay, so you're going to take that, you're going to put it right into your low back, right into the low back there. Right into the area where you feel your tightness. You're going to lean back on the ball. Your knees are going to be bent 45 degrees. Palms down, and you're just going to roll, okay? Right onto the spine, not so that the middle portion of the ball is sitting in the spine, okay? So you're going to go up and down, find your areas where it's tight, you're breathing out, breathing in. Now, this is excess pain for you. If it's too much to handle, you don't need to do this today. I'll show you the stretch right after. But if you're able to handle it, by all means, you're just rolling up and down. You're allowing a little bit of relief, a little bit of a release in that muscle. You're going to do this for about 2 minutes, and after that you're going to come off the ball. Good. Set that back. Now from here we're going to do a little bit of mobility. You're going to grab both knees, you're going to pull them into your chest. You're going to do small circles to your left. It's really opening up that low back. Good. And you're going to do small circles to your right. Again, opening up that low back. Perfect. Pull in, hold, feel that stretch down into your low back. Good. All right, so that's the first part. The second part we're going to do is we're going to release our hip flexor muscle, okay? So for a hip flexor, all we're going to do, it's more specifically the TFL muscle, the tetrafascial latae. We're going to take this ball, you're going to find the hip bone on the side of your hip. Okay, so if you feel it, you're going to feel that big bone sticking out. You're going to come inwards 45 degrees. Okay, so again, this is my hip bone here. I'm going to come in 45 degrees. Okay? So I'm on my hip bone. I turn in 45 degrees. And then I'm just going to roll slightly up and down. Okay, breathing out, breathing in as I go. And this is going to allow you to allow some relief on that TFL. Keep it nice and relaxed. Make sure you're breathing. You can't release a tense muscle. Okay, and you're just going to hunt around in that area. And when you find a tight spot, you're going to let the ball sit, compress, hang out there for 20, 30 seconds, and then roll around. A little bit higher, a little bit lower. Okay, once you feel like that side's been done, you go ahead and switch to the same thing on the other side. Again, if you can't do that because it's too much pain for you, skip to this next step right here, which is the stretch for the hip flexor, okay? So we're going to be in a 90-90 position. Right leg is behind, left knee is in front, 90. 90. My bottom leg should be slightly behind my hip, okay? From here, I'm gonna take my toe and I'm gonna turn it outwards slightly. So this is straight. I bring my foot out at a 30-degree angle, hand on my hip, slightly push my hip forward. Now notice I'm not arching. I keep my bum slightly tucked in. I gently push forward. I'm gonna squeeze my right bum cheek, okay? Breathing out. Now, the more you squeeze the bum, the more of a pull you'll feel in the front of the thigh. If it's too much with the bum squeeze, you don't have to squeeze it. Some people are very tight and they'll feel it right when I gently push forward, or right when you push your hip forward slightly. So you can hold that position as well. You're gonna hold this stretch 30 seconds up to a minute. You're gonna switch sides, same thing. You're gonna do each side 3 times, okay? Good. Now, that's done. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna strengthen your bum, because the bum muscles get weak, specifically that glute max. So, we're gonna be on our back, feet are gonna be bent 45 degrees, palms down, squeeze your bum. We're gonna drive through your heels, push your hips up towards the ceiling, breathing out. All the weight should be on the shoulders, nothing on the neck, okay? Don't arch your back. You're gonna be straight from your knees all the way down to the hips. Breathe in as you lower. Again, squeeze the bum, breathe out. Breathe in as you lower, okay? Option 2, if you wanna challenge it, arms up, squeeze the bum, breathe out. Breathe in as you lower. If you don't feel this as much, you can bring your feet slightly closer to your bum. Bring the heels closer to the bum. Again, breathe out. Breathe in. Now, if you really want to challenge it, take your right leg. You're going to put it over your left leg. Palms down. Same thing. Push up. Back down. Up. And down. And again, you want to make it harder. You're going to lift your arms up in the air and do the same exercise, okay? So again, that's the bridge. If you're gonna do it with both feet on the ground, 2 sets or 3 sets of 15 repetitions with 1 foot on the ground, you're gonna go 3 sets, 10 repetitions each leg. All right? Then the last exercise we're gonna do is the plank. So you're gonna have your elbows bent 90 degrees. You're gonna have your knees slightly behind you. Pull your shoulders down and together. Keep your core tight. Push yourself up. Hold. Now this is easy for you. Push yourself up onto your toes, shoulders down together, squeeze your bum, looking straight down at the mat. Hold for about 20 seconds. If you can't, you're going to do each set 5 sets, so you can do 10-second holds each. Alright, so hopefully give those a try, see how they go. This is Nick Pratap from Next Gen Rehabilitation.